platform release. So my thing is, why isn't the console selling, right?
It's a pretty easy concept to understand. Didn't Phil Spencer tell you this already? That the Xbox One generation was very important to them because they could have transitioned all the 360 fans on the bandwagon with the Xbox One. Instead, a lot of them chose the PS4, and look what happened. They're carrying their catalog to the PlayStation 5. What do you people don't understand? This has nothing to do with games. Like, you have to ask yourself, would the Switch 2 be successful out of the gate if it wasn't backwards compatibility from the start? The same thing could be said about the PlayStation 2. This has nothing to do with the games. Because if it did, then the majority of these PlayStation exclusives would be selling well on their platform, which we already know, Smooth, that ain't what happening. But most people, if you bought the PS4 and you bought a few games here and there, you're going to want to be able to carry all your progress, all your saves, all your games, including your friend list, to the next platform. How is that a hard concept for you people to understand? This is why when Phil Spencer said it doesn't matter, we can make the best games in the world and people are not going to flock to it. I mean, you say that Xbox makes good games, but yet people just said, oh, we'd rather wait for them on PlayStation. Now, if you had Fortnite as an exclusive to a platform, then most of those PlayStation owners will go there. Like I've said before, third parties were taken over. Third party has always been the matter of fact. You know what? Let's get in detail. Every platform that didn't have third party failed. Think about it. Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, N64, I mean, they had some bits of third, but listen to what I'm saying. Every single console that did not have third party failed. Can we all agree with that? The Wii U? Y'all like, oh, snap, Gamester. That's a good point, because I mean, even though the Wii had third party, but it wasn't as good as the PS3 and 360, but still, it was still there. So the only thing really carrying these platforms is third party, and this is what you people don't understand. I mean, that logic could also apply to Nintendo because even exclusives alone couldn't carry the dying Wii U. It took for Nintendo to say, you know what? We're going to merge our portable and home console gaming market into one where we'll have a portable console and then you'll be able to play it at home as well on the go. So that's why they're successful. But let's not act like exclusive games is out here pushing platforms, because if it did, then the Wii U wouldn't have been a failure.
People like to say online that Twitter or X represents, like, it's not the real world. Outside of X, there's no problem, no Xbox. But every time I look at X, I feel like X represents the real world, at least to Xbox, because everybody on X, on Twitter, hates Xbox. Xbox is a small core, loud fan base. But everybody else,
And why does that bother you? I like the TurboGrafx 16, and I will argue that the TurboGrafx 16 was far better than the NES, but hey, most people are going to jump on the Nintendo bandwagon. But I'll say one thing, though, that even though you think the NES is better, I can guarantee you most of the games that you liked on the NES was what? Third party, right? That Castlevania and Contra, I know, because I like those same games too. But when you get down to the nitty gritty and you look at the Nintendo IPs, I mean, they also published a lot and made a lot of their own. So I can't necessarily say that Nintendo was bad in bringing their own library, because they were just as good as the third party. But let's be honest, the most people that liked the NES was for third party. Those TMNT games, Nintendo didn't make those. That was Konami. So let's not forget, third party is what solidifies a lot of the best platforms we play on.
Xbox, when you look at TikTok, when you look at Instagram, you look at all these other content out spaces that everybody views.
Yeah.
PlayStation is a platform. So in translation,
I mean, but a lot of them don't even know why it's the platform. A lot of people, it has the Apple logic to it. People just buy it because it's the new latest Apple product. I mean, if you sit there and have a conversation with these dudes about why you picked up the PS5, I mean, you'll have fanboys telling you that they bought it for exclusives, but the vast majority ain't. They're playing it for the same games. It's so funny, right? How can you be a PlayStation fanboy and the same games that you're playing are the same games you could also find on Xbox, but yet they say that the PS5 is superior? It's not even superior in games. Xbox is the one bringing out majority of your libraries. That's why you guys are hyped up about them playing them on PlayStation. Like, what do you guys don't understand, man? But at the end of the day, it's not enough to want people to go pick up the platform, because those are not really the games that people cherish. Now, you want people to jump to Xbox? Grand Theft Auto 6, exclusive to the Xbox, which we already know Rockstar doesn't need to do that. But I'm just saying, if that's the type of weight that you're looking for, those are the type of games that could push that, let me go pick up an Xbox. But in regards to their own games, yeah, people like them, but they're like, oh, I'll wait for them, because they're just not look the same. You get what I'm saying? They're just not looked in the same regard, and that's why Microsoft said it doesn't matter what we make. But at the end of the day, we're all benefiting, including gamers on PlayStation. So what is the problem, Smooth?
Everybody buys PlayStation, nobody buys Xbox, and that's how you get Xbox only selling 2 million consoles in a year versus PlayStation selling 6.8. It's bad. Social media has a direct impact, and
I do think that a lot of people bash the Xbox mostly due to inaccurate things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even as far as with Rare, they'll blame Microsoft for destroying Rare, but not Nintendo. A lot of the Rare employees left that company before they started making games on the GameCube. See, a lot of people don't want to admit that. Some of them worked under Free Radical, so that's why when you see games like Time Splitters, you're like, this looks like GoldenEye, because the talent went there. So when you guys want to sit there and say, it's because Microsoft bought Rare and they ruined them, they were ruined before Nintendo even got rid of them. Why do you think Nintendo got rid of them? Do you think they got rid of them because the talent was there, or was that it was gone? The talent was gone. So therefore, it was a former shell of what Rare used to represent for Nintendo. So Nintendo's like, let them go. Microsoft says, we can't have that happen. So they acquired them, kind of like what they do now. And, and there you go. It is what it is. And then, but yet we point the finger and blame Microsoft for why Rare sucks when the talent left. Like, you get what I'm saying? These people make no sense when they want to discuss things in the gaming community.
Has a direct impact, for the better half of the decade. And that's why I said, it's like, hey, social media is impacting or like,
why would anybody want to buy an Xbox if you already have your digital catalog? If I bought if I bought hundreds and hundreds and thousands of games on PlayStation and I didn't have one game on Xbox, what makes you think I'm going to be more inclined to upgrade to the Xbox than a console that I already own, even if it's third party? Let's forget the games. Let's just talk about just games in general, just third party. More than likely, I'm going to get the PS5. Now, you guys know that I invested a huge amount of money into both these platforms because that's why I continue to still have one, an Xbox and PlayStation, because that's what real gamers do. Now, if you're one of those gamers that have one platform and you play NBA 2K and your friends are there and it's just more convenient to pick that up over an Xbox, and, you carry your save files, your progress, your friend list, essentially the ecosystem, then more than likely you're going to pick up the platform where you invested the most money. This has nothing to do with games, bro. That's what you people don't understand. And this is the sad part about it, that we're talking about game consoles, but yet the one thing that's making these systems sell ain't even the games. It's crazy. The only system that I can sit there and say is the Nintendo Switch. That's it. People are picking that up for games. We can't sit there and deny that. But how many people I know that got an Xbox and a PlayStation 5 and all they doing is watching movies, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Netflix?
Where the consoles are going to go. So, and at this point, that's what it is. PlayStation, literally, Microsoft is doing all this, putting out games, releasing high quality games. PlayStation can literally rest on their laurels, and just because of brand recognition.
And how is that good?
They're gonna sell because of perception, bad brand perception. Xbox isn't going to sell.
I wouldn't even say that Microsoft. Well, they do. Obviously, they do have bad perception from the gamers, but the real gamers see right through it. The only ones that don't see is the casual fanboys, are the ones that want to be a part of these console wars. Because at the end of the day, we already know who's winning here, and it's Microsoft. The fact that you guys are picking up more Xbox games on PlayStation than your very own Sony exclusives, like you said, Sony ain't even providing these games to their audience. So that goes to show you that they don't even care about their community, because if they did, they would provide their games on top of what Microsoft's doing. They're like, no, Microsoft, put your games in. Even if they pay $70, $80 a year to play your game, it doesn't matter because we're getting the $80 from it anyway. They're all working with each other. There's no console war going on here, brother. See, this is what the funny thing is. And to go back to your original argument about why people don't pick up an Xbox, I've already explained that to you. No different than the PS1. Like, you know what? Let me do it like this. Right? If I had a PlayStation 1, right, and I'm looking at the new consoles. Hold on, what's this? We got Dreamcast. Okay, that look kind of fire. They got some great games on it. And what's this? PS2, original Xbox, and GameCube. Man, I don't know what to get, man. I'm really confused. PlayStation 2, DVD player. Oh, snap. My mama was complaining that she wanted to watch movies. Backwards compatibility, old accessories, controllers, and memory cards. Hold on, we didn't even get to the games yet, and they're already selling me on the new console. What else? Yep. Like, come on, bro. It's an easy concept to understand, bro. Do you think people would have upgraded to the PS2 so easily if it wasn't for backwards compatibility? Do you think people would easily upgrade to the Switch 2 if it wasn't for backwards compatibility? Now, I'm not saying that this works in every faucet, but do you think people would have upgraded to the PS5 if it wasn't for backwards compatibility and you being able to take your old progress, saves, games to the next device? If the PS5 came out where you had to buy the same games over again, I don't think people would have bought one like that. I think it had more to do with the fact that people's like, okay, I got a PS5. I don't necessarily need the 4 now. I got my saves, my progress, all my games that I purchased through my account, and it's all carried over. So the PS5 is going to be a guaranteed success, no different than Switch 2 because of how successful the PS4 was. But the problem we're starting to notice is that the PS5 is banking more off the success of the PS4 than their very own back. Because you can look at the PS5 and be like, yo, where's the Sony influence? Where's their games? Like, I mean, I could sit there and say that with the PS4, but the PS5, man? Oh, definitely not, man. Definitely. That's why you guys keep talking about the PS4 generation, because you know that generation is where it stopped.
Oh, PlayStation is, no matter what they do. So...
And how is that a good thing?
I'm sandwiched between that.
There's nothing Xbox really can do to sell a console because the perception is Xbox is just...
It's more than a perception.
Inferior.
It's not even that. It's just ecosystem. It's just like if a dude's been buying all his games on Xbox, if he sees an Xbox Series X and a PS5, do you think he's going to abandon every game that he purchased? Maybe you fanboys because y'all want to feel like you're fighting for something. But real rational people, you think they're going to abandon their console after all the money, time, and things that they invested on that platform to go get a PS5? It's going to be more of a complementary device. It is what it is. It's a pretty simple concept to understand. How do you people don't get this? We barely even got into the games, bro. This has more to do with the fact of investment. If I spend more money on PS4, well, I just buy all the systems, but I'm just saying, if I'm looking at it from a casual and I spend more money on PS4, thousands and thousands of games that I purchased, and I got an Xbox that I only bought 5 games for, what do you think that I'm buying? Well, none of them are... It doesn't matter if the games are exclusive. It doesn't matter. I'm going based off the fact that I spent more money here in comparison to there. That's why the 360 generation was the most important one to convert to the Xbox One, which Microsoft clearly failed. That's why they kept bringing it up. But you people don't understand. It's like, it's so funny. Like, it's like you guys articulate and you look at these interviews, but you're not really breaking them down. You're just taking them for face value, and you're just looking at it from that perspective. I don't know why people don't buy an Xbox. Well, it's a pretty easy concept to understand, dummy. The PS4 was successful. The PS4 was well loved. The PS4 was well liked. Even if people did it, and they did buy exclusives, but even though we clearly tell that they don't like them, it doesn't matter. Because even the third-party games that they bought them on there. So, of course, if they see a PS5 and an Xbox Series X where they have to start all over again, what do you think is going to happen? I'm even surprised that Microsoft can even do 29 to 30 million. But that also shows you that the 29 to 30 million that they got is no different than the Xbox One generation where it sold 40 million. So there goes my argument. The Xbox Series X and S is more inclined to sell very similar to what the Xbox One did. Right? Can we all agree? It's kind of around that same spectrum. So right there shows you that the ones that had Xbox One transitioned right back to the series, and the ones that game on PS5 for are transitioning to the 5. It's that simple.
PlayStation. In actuality, Xbox is pretty damn good. I think the Xbox Series X and S are pretty damn good consoles. I think Xbox Series X is probably one of the best consoles ever made.
I wouldn't go there, but
I feel like a lot of people are trying to push this like narrative, like, you know what I mean? When the Series X and the Series S and PS5 was out, you know, people was like, oh, well, most people got Series S, so that's the weakest console. The way Xbox Series X run games don't count.
Let's hear that again. Unbelievable.
Apps and Chromebooks and TVs and stuff like that, or phones. Is that it? Are people opting to utilize the Xbox experience even though it's not fully fleshed out on all the other devices, only fully fleshed out on a console? Elsewhere, what's causing people? I would like to know.
I've already explained it to you. Like, I don't know how much proof do you people want? Like I've said before, if I bought a PS1 and I bought memory cards, games, etc., and you're sitting there telling me that the PS2 does the same thing and better, on top of throwing in a DVD player, more than likely I'm going to pick up the PS2 again. Oh, but you like the 64 though. Why you don't get that? I only got 2 games for it. I'm sorry, the GameCube. Well, because the GameCube don't let me take my 64 games to the GameCube. Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You know, why you didn't, it's just like you guys are undermining the ecosystem appeal to why these consoles are successful. If Sega Saturn, if it had Sega Genesis backwards compatibility, they might have completely destroyed Sony off that alone. Because you would have transitioned all the Sega Genesis fans, they would have continued their library on there, but instead, Sega focused on attachments and upgrades that, especially at a time where people had trust issues with these companies, which really put a bad taste in the consumer's mouth. So that's why they're like, oh, we're not supporting you. But Sega could be the one. It's so funny, right? With Sega, you could always do these what ifs. What if Sega did everything right? If Sega did everything right, then Sony wouldn't be here. That's what you guys don't understand. Sony wouldn't be here if Sega did everything right. The only reason why Sony is successful because of all of Sega's wrongdoings, and you guys want to sit there and undermine that. But guess what? The guy that works for PlayStation, Mr. Mark Cerny, who do you think he used to work for? That's right, Sega.
Why?
So cut the crap.
Why aren't people buying Xbox? If you're into console gaming or gaming in general, why isn't Xbox? Why a PlayStation? Is it the exclusives? Is it like, you know what I mean? Like,
how is it the exclusives? I mean, look at the lackluster sales. Clearly, it ain't the exclusives. Smooth.
Again, I don't know what came out on PlayStation in the last year. And I know Astrobot just won Game of the Year, but that's not selling like 20 million copies or anything like that. So I don't know what came out on PlayStation.
It's not about what's coming out. It has more to do with the fact that people play Fortnite. They got their friends there. They want to continue their fun. At the end of the day, you guys don't have to understand you are a thing of the past. Nobody cares about you, bro. You don't even exist in the traditional sense of gaming no more. They have already alienated us. That's what you don't understand. You guys want to feel as if you're important when in reality, all they're thinking about is those type of gamers. They don't care about you. They don't care if you put them on a pedestal. You think Sony cares about the gamers that I put you on a pedestal, Sony. I was supporting you day one when Sega was my favorite. You think they give a damn? They don't care, bro. They said, thank you guys. Thank you. Come again. They got rid of you. They threw you in the wastebasket like that thing from Toy Story. And then they moved on to the next one. Oh, they're like, oh, wow, look at it. It's popping over here. Look at all that money you're making on Fortnite. Hey, Jimmy, you think we can get up on that? That's what they doing. You big old dummy.
Or this year that makes it the de facto console to get. Have you heard of Game Pass? Has any of you guys heard of it?
They don't care. What you don't understand, bro? They don't care. Does it have Fortnite? Yes. Does it have Roblox? Yes. Does it have Call of Duty? Yes. Does it have Grand Theft Auto 5 and 6 coming out? Yes. NBA 2K? Yes. College football? Yes. Madden? Yes. FIFA? Yes. These are also on Xbox? Yes. But guess what? What? I bought these on PlayStation first. Yes. So I'm going to upgrade there. Yes. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. Bro, what do you don't understand? It's like I'm getting so fatigued having to explain this every single video to these dang fanboys.
Game Pass. I mean, I know a lot of my viewers are obviously hip and know this information, but these are questions of people that don't typically follow me. Maybe this video lands on someone who isn't deep into the gaming community in the industry.
Oh, it ain't never gonna happen, bro. You got 557. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna reach nowhere.
And just found this video
because you know why? Because the 99% of the people gaming are looking forward to the Fortnite skin. They don't have time to worry about your little old man woes.
I'm serious. It's like, what is it? It's like
most casuals ain't even thinking like this, bro. Most casuals ain't even. They just playing on the box.
The perception is on Xbox outside of X, because me personally, I think X and the world are essentially the same. I feel like it translates well. Xbox is very unpopular on social media, and it's very unpopular outside of social media. You know what I mean? Despite it being,
But it's not. But that's not necessarily true because Microsoft was very popular during the 360, but a lot of it's mostly due to third party, bro, and how they shifted the tide between Sony's stranglehold with third party and shifted it towards the 360. That's why the 360. Y'all don't want to touch up on these subjects. I'm not saying that Microsoft didn't have their own killer apps because it did, but Halo was always good on Xbox. Halo 3 only came out and it introduced to these casuals. Because if you think about it, most casuals will tell you that Halo 3 was the best one. I personally don't think so. I think it's a great Halo. It's definitely one of the best ones, but it's not my personal favorite. You know why it's their personal favorite? Because they were too busy playing the Call of Duty, and it's like, woo, what's this? Halo 3 on top of my 360? Then they went on and played it. And that's why, I'm not saying Halo was always popular, but I'm just saying that's why it was pumping. That's why, if you notice, ever since the 360, Halo ain't really pumping no more because third parties everywhere. And let's not forget that Call of Duty deal they had with the 1 month map packs.
An exceptional console. Game Pass is very exceptional.
But the casual doesn't care though. How? Like, imagine I'm Fort stuff. Okay, I play Fortnite. What is it? Game Pass? I don't need to pay $20. I'm gonna save $20 for my battle pass.
Exceptional. I'm a big fan. You know, obviously, I want the console to be successful.
I don't care if the game is successful. I'll play Fortnite on anything.
The games to sell. I want Game Pass to be successful.
I only play one game, so I'm fine. And the one game that I play is free. So okay, what else?
I want the console to be successful.
I don't, like I've said before, sir. I don't care about the console. I just play Fortnite. I'll play it on a calculator. I even play it on my phone.
I feel like Microsoft, I don't know what they're going to do with this information. I feel like
I don't care whatever they do with this information. I just want to make sure I have my Fortnite. Because I was quite upset how I couldn't play it on my PlayStation 5.
Know how to sell Xbox as a whole, you know, without, you know, shunning one part of the business, you know. There's other businesses that are, when somebody buys a laptop or a Chromebook or a Meta.
Oh, yeah. I could play Fortnite on that.
That's not an automatic Game Pass subscription. There's an opportunity there.
But it's an automatic Fortnite machine, though, right? In Roblox? I could play Roblox on it, though?
Guaranteed.
It's an automatic
when
Roblox machine.
Buys an Xbox, it's a guarantee.
If I buy Xbox, I'm buying it for Fortnite. You know how Dark and Kidsmoove like to act like PlayStation fanboys? I'm acting like the modern gamer and how they would respond to your questions. Go ahead, sir.
It's the way you have the infrastructure set up. You set up your Xbox, you got to make an online account. You used to have an Xbox Live account. The Xbox Live account is now a Game Pass account. That's an automatic. Your consoles, your Series S is digital. Your Xbox Series X, all digital, which you produce more now, is digital.
Fortnite is digital.
A multi-platform or third-party publisher now. And again, I'm not mad at it to the point because I can see how this is probably going to work in their favor.
Well, this doesn't bother me. I just play Fortnite.
In terms of the brand, but I'm talking about as far as the console, or not brand, but like them making money and revenue and all that stuff, things selling and going viral and stuff like that. But as far as like, there should have been an opportunity where they said, all right, you know, 2025, we have all this product. We're going to go all in on
But does it have Eminem in the skin?
Xbox.
Can I buy dances?
Doesn't work. If we're not able to ship, or, you know, if we're not even, I would even say that if we're not able to beat the PlayStation this year with Doom as an exclusive, with Avowed as
no, because I don't even know what those games are. Matter of fact, I have the Doom skin on my Fortnite, but I've never played a Doom game before. What is that?
Exclusives, South of Midnight, Fable, and you know,
I never heard of it.
Obviously, Call of Duty was never going to be an exclusive.
I heard of Call of Duty, but it's quite toxic. I played Warzone though.
All those games that they're putting out, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. That sounds like a movie that my dad used to watch back in the '60s.
Is a timed exclusive. Every game that they're shipping this year should all have been timed exclusive to Xbox with no actual.
I've never heard of those games. I just play Fortnite, but I wouldn't mind an Indiana Jones skin on Fortnite actually.
Future date in sight, you know what I mean? Because they should have just used this year.
You see how I'm breaking it down? That is how the casual's gonna respond to all your little stupid fanboy antics. They don't care, bro. I'm telling you right now, go in a game of Fortnite and express your little gaming woes to these people. They will sit there and tell you to shut up. Nobody wants to hear it. I'm telling you the truth. Because I do play some of these 2K and stuff, and we'll have these topics. I'll ask them about a certain game. I should start recording it just so you people can understand that I'm not lying to you. And they will sit there and tell you they don't even know what you're talking about. They're just playing Madden. You can sit there and argue about them, about how it's stupid how they spend thousands of dollars playing Madden, but they're having fun. They don't care, bro. Well, you know you can play Madden on Xbox. Well, he got Madden on here. My friends are on here. My ecosystems. I've been playing Madden on PlayStation since PS4. I'm not changing and paying $500 for this console war garbage. And this is the problem with you fanboys. You're not looking at it from the perspective of how they view it, which is 99% of the people in the gaming community.
Right? It trends down. You can see down for Xbox it was 10 and the 7 and the 4.
All right, bro. I'm going to end this video, bro. Like I said, he ain't saying nothing with no substance. I've already broke it down to you as to why the PS5 is successful in hardware sales. Probably more due. It's not because of the games. Obviously, it's due to the ecosystem. It's due to the fact that people bought games on PS4 and they don't want to lose access to what they purchased. So, of course, they're automatically going to upgrade to the 5 over the 1.